Hey everybody, Alan Wolford, the voice behind the Diary of a Bald Man. As you probably noticed, you can't see my face just yet, but you can see loyal assistants, kitchen cleaners backing me up. So what we're doing is we're doing the Barefoot Neighbor, well, a rendition of the Barefoot Neighbor's chicken casserole. So what I've done is I've got a rotisserie chicken from Food City here in Kodak, Tennessee. The batteries are not included, but took that, put it in. Now, I like the rotisserie chicken. I made sure to get the savory flavored, not the one that's barbecued, not the one that's lemon pepper, but the savory is already seasoned. And what you want to do, you don't want to just use the breast, right? You want to use everything from the breast to the butthole. So shred the whole chicken. And what we did is we're using two rotisserie chickens. We're not going to add the peas and carrots like others do. I'm not a fucking rabbit. My wife don't care for that. It's a great thing. I love pot pies. Those come in. I prefer green beans. But for my wife and I, for our preference with this, and it's not to bastardize an amazing recipe, it's just the way we like it. So we've got two rotisserie chickens. Again, if you don't want to shred by hand, you can put the blender. I use that to mix this up. That thing was as lumpy as, Rhino's ass. I mean, I had to mix it and beat the batter down. So 2 cups of milk with a bag of Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit mix plus a seasoning packet. Then after I mixed, I added a 1/2 cup because it's Cheddar Bay biscuit. Added some of the thick cut mild white cheddar that we picked up at Aldi's. It is great shit. Aldi's Food City. If you're in Tennessee, everything you can get from there. Then we have the chicken soup, savory herb chicken soup from Campbell's, and we have some Tony Chachere's. So let's assemble. We've got the, 9.5 by 13. We got a stick of melted butter. I always use unsalted when I cook. It's just a preference. Use whatever the fuck you want. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and take the shredded chicken and we'll put it into the bowl. And again, following the idea behind the recipe, we want to go ahead and put this in on top of the melted butter. We're not rubbing it. We're not coating it. We're not dredging it. Just take what you got and simply place it in the bowl. All right. Oh, shit. Let me get the skin out there. I don't want the wife to flip out because she got a rubbery piece. You don't know if it's a foreskin or something off the chicken. You want to get that out of there. So we got chicken breast. And again, you want to use everything from breast to butthole. Get some of that dark meat in there for flavor. I know everybody says fat is flavor, but again, get the skin out there. I don't want the wife to chew it, like I said, and think, okay, I just circumcised my rotisserie. So what we're going to do next, we've got that in there. I'm taking Tony Chachere's. We like a little bit of heat. We like a little bit of flavor to it. And I'm just going to shake that in there on top of that. Not mixing, not stirring, just dry rub. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the Red Lobster cheddar. Look at that, still some lumps, but it's not what you think. That is actually that white cheddar from Aldi's, and we're just going to pour it on top. So 1 cup Cheddar Bay biscuit mix, 2 cups whole milk. We're just going to spread it on there. We're not going to knead it. We're not going to push it. And again, we did not use vegetables. That's not our thing. So I doubled up on the protein because that's what we're about. It's not a carnivore thing because we're adding the biscuit mix, but it is what it is for us. So wanted to limit the amount of dishes. This go right in the dishwasher. The wife is off today. So I'm going to mix this up just a little bit more. But what I want to do, let me set you down here so you can look at this. What I'm going to do is add just a little bit more cheese on top of it. For fucking dairy, you need that stuff. It's good for you. I don't know how much it might affect. It should not affect, really, the cooking. I'm not putting a ton. I already got that white cheddar from Aldi's mixed in with the batter. Because, again, cheddar biscuits. And it's not something the Barefoot Neighbor put in. Not sure why. Maybe it was just the texture or materials trying to get into it. And now we'll take and put the soup. And again, we're not going to mix this. We're just going to pour this on. So let me get the camera back in action, get you guys in view. So we're going to take this. The oven is already preset at 350. That's how we melted the butter. I see where some people microwave it. But if they'd fucking pay attention to what everybody else did, put it in the bottom of the pan. Don't waste a measuring cup in your damn microwave and leave dishes for somebody, unless you're going to do it. You know, then do what the fuck you want. But again, we're just spreading that out, not mixing it, not kneading it. You know, we've got some of the biscuit material coming up, floating to the surface. Good stuff. We'll put these in here so the dogs don't get it. They're paying attention to see if we're dropping anything. Now we got the damn cat involved. Fuck, we are surrounded. So now that we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to place this in the oven at 350 degrees. And we're going to do that for approximately 45 minutes. And we'll come back and see what we have. We'll see you in 45 minutes. Hey everybody, Alan Wolford, the voice in front and behind the Diary of a Bald Man podcast. So let's do a little bit of historical stuff similar to what we do on the podcast. Do you know the word food porn was actually gastroporn back in the 1970s? And this came about because of all the fancy cookbooks and the illustrations and pictures. In the 2000s, when cameras and the internet became prevalent with people photographing their food and then posting it because they had no actual life outside of eating or nothing to brag about, except maybe on, what was that, outside of Facebook, not OnlyFans, a totally different thing, totally different edibles, but MySpace. Rotisserie, however, has been around forever. We've had rotisserie and people burning shit over, fire embers for hundreds of thousands of years. The first commercial rotisserie oven came out in the 1960s, and then places like Costco made them famous with rotisserie chicken. And now you know. All right, everybody, Alan Wolford again. We're going to get into the oven. It's been 46 minutes, not 45, 46. And let's get our chicken casserole out and see how we did. And again, this is our own version from our neighbor that we saw earlier on TikTok. So hopefully you like it or like the concept or idea just as much as the original. So what we're going to do is because I'm a safety guy, we're going to make sure our hands are covered. We don't burn the shit out of ourselves. We'll get into the oven. And we'll take the pan out. Oh, wow, that looks lovely. Damn. Hold on, let me show you what we got. Look at that. Look at the bubbling. Look at the crust. That looks amazing. So now we're going to wait approximately 15 minutes for it to solidify, because just like our neighbor said, we want it to set for a little bit because it will be a little bit jiggly. It will be a little bit of a, hold on, let me shut this stuff down. Look at electricity these days. And we're going to cut into this in a little while. But there you have it, chicken casserole, not the carnivore, obviously, because we do have the crust, we do have the bread and materials, but we didn't have the vegetables. And again, it's not to bastardize or change or do anything from what the great information was provided. And again, if I was to do it, I'd add green beans, not peas and carrots. It's just not my thing, but it does come available. And you will really enjoy it because of that flavor that's added by the vegetables and the texture. This is Alan Wolford coming to you live from Newmarket, Tennessee. Hope you enjoyed it. Now get the hell out of here and enjoy the rest of your day. God bless. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And we'll see you soon.